What's up, guys? Crypto Muser here with your daily news and analysis in the crypto markets. Well, I have some big news for you guys coming out of the Ripple versus SEC lawsuit. Yesterday, before I started my video, I said there were some notes and documents being released at some point yesterday, and just nothing came out. We waited and waited. I figured maybe they'd come out today, but 7:30 last night, 7:30, 8 o'clock last night, an absolute bombshell was dropped from the SEC. I cannot believe what the SEC is trying to argue in this case now. And I'm going to go through everything and we'll get right into it. But before I do, I just want to ask you guys if you could please like, subscribe, hit the bell for notification. It would be very much appreciated. Really appreciate all the love and support I'm getting out there from you guys. And I love you back. But let's get right into it. So William Hinman. Who is William Hinman? William Hinman was the head of the Division of Corporate Finance within the SEC. And back in 2018, he gave a speech on Yahoo Finance where he stated that we, in quotations, believe that Ethereum and Bitcoin are not securities. So the market took this as guidance from the SEC, but later on they tried to, step back that and said that actually this is Hinman's personal opinion and not the opinion of the SEC, right? But then a couple months later, Jay Clayton, the head of the SEC, in a speech he gave, he actually directed people to go to the SEC's website and look to Hinman's speech as guidance for the market. So they're kind of trying to have it both ways. They wanted to say it was Hinman's personal opinion, but it was also guidance from the SEC. So for 2 years, it was on the website. And I believe it's still on the website, which is telling right there. But when the SEC came down against Ripple in this lawsuit, Ripple obviously thought that this speech was, evidence for them in their case. So when they brought in William Hinman for a deposition, William Hinman stated under oath that this speech was his own personal opinion and not the opinion of the SEC. So the judge agreed with him and said, well, if that's Hinman's personal opinion, then any drafts, emails, or notes that had to do with this speech needed to be turned over to Ripple, right? So, that was a big news around XRP and XRP community. We were going to get these drafts and emails, and it was, huge evidence. Well, all of a sudden, the SEC came down and said, actually, we want an extension, and we want time 3 weeks to a month to get a draft in order on why these documents should be protected under DPP. So judge came down and said, okay, we'll give you that extra time, 3 weeks. Come up with your appeal on why these emails should be protected. Well, that deadline was 9 p.m. last night. So when we were all waiting and no appeal from the SEC, we're like, what's going on? Well, an hour before the deadline, 8 o'clock last night, is when this motion and when this appeal came out. And guys, I cannot even tell you, wait till you hear what the SEC is trying to argue now. So before they were trying to say that it was Hinman's personal opinion, right? And William Hinman actually under oath said it was his personal opinion. Well, now the SEC is trying to say, because they don't want to release these emails, obviously, but now they're trying to say that actually it's not Hinman's personal opinion, but it's not the SEC's opinion, but it's the Division of Corporate Finance within the SEC's opinion. Does that make any sense at all? They're trying to have it both ways. They don't want it to be his own personal opinion because they want it to be protected, but they don't want it to be, SEC guidance. So they're saying it's the opinion of the Division of Corporate Finance, the division that Bill Hinman led in the SEC. The reason why this makes no sense at all is because, and I'm going to go over it in a second, the Division of Corporate Finance is there to give market guidance. That's the whole point of that division in the SEC. So the fact that he's saying the SEC is trying to argue that it's not the SEC's opinion, but it's the opinion of the Division of Corporate Finance within the SEC, I mean, when I keep saying that, it just boggles my mind that that's the argument they're trying to make. It's like my brain hurts, honestly. And let's just get into, because I'm not an attorney, let's get into what the attorneys in the XRP community are saying about all this. So Jeremy Hogan, a great attorney in the XRP community, runs a YouTube channel called Legal Briefs, which he's been showing the legalities of this case since day one. He read it and said, I'm reading it, but can't quite believe it. Now the speech wasn't Hinman's personal opinion at all, but intended to convey the Department of Corporate Finance's position on digital assets. In the legal world, this is crazy as it gets. The Ripple lawyers must be chomping at the bit. And that's exactly what I thought when I was reading this. I was like, the legal team in Ripple must be like, what is going on? Are these guys serious? We're going to eat this up. And the judge is going to eat this up too. There's no way the judge is going to allow this. It's just, like I said, mind-boggling that the SEC is even trying to argue this. There's no way. and they're making themselves look like idiots. It's like, oh, how embarrassing, right? And like, I can't wait to see Gary Gensler's face when they lose this case. So let's see what John Deaton said about all this. He's another attorney on the XRP community, representing 63,000 XRP holders against the SEC, by the way. He said, I've said this for a year now. The SEC lawyers are 100% transactional. They will say whatever it takes to win a particular argument, no matter how inconsistent that argument is with other statements or arguments they previously made. So yes, they've been contradicting themselves over and over again since this case began. They make one argument, then they'll contradict themselves in the next argument. They have looked totally unprepared in this whole case, right? Like I've said, it's embarrassing, honestly. The SEC, what a hack job, I must say. So let's get into even further in what they're trying to say here. And like I was saying before, the Division of Corporate Finance, what is their job within the SEC? Well, the Division of Corporate Finance works to ensure that investors have material information in order to make informed investment decisions. Hinman's speech informed investors that Bitcoin and Ethereum are not securities. The fact that the SEC is trying to argue that, it's not the SEC's opinion in the speech, it's actually the opinion of the Division of Corporate Finance. Well, the Division of Corporate Finance is there in the SEC to give the market guidance. It is to ensure that investors have material information in order to make informed investment decision. Market guidance for the market for investors. Oh my God, man! I'm like, my head hurts. Kid show. I was going to swear, and I want to call the SEC some names here, but I'm not going to because this is a kid show. Let's move on to the next thing. If we can load. Okay, so this was another thing that came down yesterday. SEC's Melinda Hardy, which in my notes I believe she's the Assistant General Counsel at the SEC. So she's one of the top lawyers at the SEC. Well, in her deposition here, right, she states that there were 6 or 7 people within the SEC that were helping William Hinman write this speech. So the SEC is trying to say that it was the opinion of the Division of Corporate Finance, but then Melinda Hardy, that one of the top lawyers in the SEC, actually contradicts that argument and says there were 6 or 7 people within, not just within the Department of Corporate Finance, but with other agencies within the SEC were helping William Hinman write this speech. Like, you can't make this shit up, guys. You really can't. Like, they are so unprepared in this case. They can't even talk to each other and to get their stories right. Like I've said before, it seems like the SEC is on trial in this case and not Ripple. And it's just unbelievable. And like, you can love or hate XRP and Ripple, but you got to respect Ripple for just bringing it to the SEC, man. They're owning the SEC, and you got to love it. And I don't know if you guys seen this now, but Elon Musk is now, and Tesla are going after the SEC because I guess that $40 million that they settled with back in 2018, I believe, that $40 million was supposed to go to investors. And guess what? The SEC kept it. Of course they did. I mean, I've been saying this on this channel forever. The SEC is a corrupt agency. They kept the $40 million. They didn't give it back to the investors they're supposedly trying to protect. Oh, like I said, you can't make this shit up. Also, something that came out yesterday. So there were those 2 memos that Ripple was supposed to release to the public and to the SEC. And I believe it will come out today, but I just saw this and just shows you how transparent Ripple has been throughout this whole case. So Chris Larson files a letter in which he states, Ripple and Chris Larson do not oppose unsealing the legal memos in their entirety. So basically he's saying whatever memos you want, we'll give them out. We have nothing to hide. Whatever emails, memos, whatever you want, we got nothing to hide. We want to be fully transparent. It's the SEC that are trying to hide the documents. It's the SEC trying to be as least transparent as possible, right? I'm telling you guys, Ripple knew from day one that the SEC was going to come after them at one point, and they had all their ducks in order. They knew exactly what they were doing. They made sure they didn't break the law. They weren't doing anything illegal. And I'm telling you, Ripple, guys, they've been a classiest, one of the classiest companies from day one. I'm telling you guys, do your research and you'll see it. As much as you want to hate Ripple or XRP, do your research and you'll find out nothing but class from this company. Let's move on to the next thing I saw. My internet is terrible, obviously. But okay, Bloomberg tweeted this out yesterday. The SEC received over 150 letters in February demanding a U.S. Bitcoin ETF. I stated in my video yesterday, there's a reason why the SEC is dragging their feet on this ETF, because they don't want this market to move forward, to grow. right? If we have a Bitcoin ETF, that helps the market grow, that, takes some risk out of the market for investors that want to invest in an ETF and not just, Bitcoin itself. The fact that they allowed a futures ETF and not a spot ETF just tells you that they are not being fair, right? They do not want this market to grow. They are stifling innovation in this country, and it's sad to see. It really is. It needs to stop. Congress finally needs to step in, and you're seeing more and more congressmen finally. In my video yesterday, there were Tom Emmer, I believe, from Minnesota, has been demanding why the SEC has not allowed a spot ETF. And they're definitely putting the pressure on the SEC finally, but we need more and more pressure like that. We need more and more congressmen to put the pressure on the SEC and the government. So let's move on to the next thing I saw here. XRP mega whales scoop up over 700 million in second biggest accumulation spree in history. Guys, do you see where this is going? People, these big whales and institutions are seeing where this lawsuit is going. And I'm telling you right now, if this lawsuit settles, XRP, and you can argue Bitcoin, are the two assets that will have regulatory clarity in the US. Institutions and big money, they've been sitting on the sideline for a long time here waiting for regulation. And I'm telling you, if XRP has regulation, there's going to be some serious money coming into this market for XRP especially. So just keep an eye, not financial advice, but I'm telling you XRP could, oh my God, it's at $1 right now, or is it 83 cents, whatever it is. We're looking at $10, $12, $15, who knows, guys? I'm just putting it out there. Like I said, not financial advice, but just know that big money will be coming into XRP if they have clarity in this market. And if they want the only coin to have clarity in this market, just get ready. That's all I'm saying, not financial advice. Next thing I wanted to show you guys is that the narrative is changing around Ethereum. Let's be real. I own Ethereum. I'm long on Ethereum. But I just believe there should have been a level playing field from day one, and that they shouldn't have just treated Ethereum and Bitcoin differently than the rest of the market when they did, right? So just read this, watch this interview, and just show you that the narrative around Ethereum is changing. Just don't be surprised if the SEC and Gary Gensler lose this case with Ripple. They might be coming after Ethereum next, and I'm just warning you guys ahead of time. And just watch this real quick.
Is there some difference between Ether and XRP?
Not in my opinion, no. Ethereum was issued in a crowd sale. It was arguably the first ICO. We've heard from Vitalik Buterin and Joe Lubin on stage that they issued it the way they issued it in order to raise money so they could create Ethereum 2.0. And if you recall, this whole thing that Ethereum is not a security is based largely on the opinion of Hinman, who basically said it just barely made its way through because of proof of work, which is something we know is on the roadmap of Ethereum to get away from. So I think the argument that Ethereum is not a security is a paper-thin argument at best.
So you see this narrative changing here. Before, Ethereum had full clarity because, in this Will Hinman speech, gave Ethereum and Bitcoin clarity. But I'm just telling you guys, don't be surprised. Gary Gensler, the power-hungry person he is, he does not care about investors. He will come right after Ethereum if he thinks he has a case. So just keep an eye on what's going on, guys. Just going to say that. So I'll end the video with this last tweet here. Just thought this was very interesting. And everybody that's trying to say that, Bitcoin has been going down like crazy in the last couple of months. But look at the rest of the market. Look at the rest of in the stock market. So Bitcoin is down 8% in the last 6 months. Salesforce down 18%. Netflix down 24%. Adobe down 28%. Rivian down 35%. Facebook down 40% in the last 6 months. Shopify down 54%, PayPal down 60%, Square down 60%, and Moderna down 63% in the last 6 months. Just know that, it's been a terrible last 6 months for the world markets as a whole. This is a macroeconomic thing going on with the Fed, with the Ukraine-Russia scares. I'm telling you, once everything calms down and when the Fed, when we realize now the Fed is still going to be doing the liquidity injections, they're not going to raise interest rates by enough to hurt the markets. Everything will settle down, and I'm telling you, the markets will rebound, and Bitcoin and the crypto markets will rebound the most, I believe. And I'm telling you, like I said, XRP, if they have clarity, just watch out for that, guys. I'm just letting you know. I will make more videos. You'll expect me to make a video every day coming out, so keep an eye, and I'll keep you guys informed as best I can. But just remember to hit the like, subscribe, the bell for notification, guys. And just remember, I'm not a financial advisor. Please do not take anything I write or say as financial advice. This is for educational purposes only. And thanks, guys. And we will see you on the next one.